Ladies and gentlemen of the board, I am pleased to show you, for the very first time, the newest, best version of OS X ever. Fine. Go ahead and laugh. I got OS 11 for you right here.
Yesterday, he and Brendan nearly started a forest fire with a catapult. Now, Bill Gerstel is shooting off a potato cannon in our studio. Plus, we'll show you how to put a Strider in your kitchen and a Combine Soldier in the bathroom. Unfortunately, they won't be splitting the rent. And criminals. They're a superstitious and cowardly lot, and oddly enough, so are most gamers. We demo the new Batman Begins game right here now. Like a crowbar to the head of Jason Todd, it's Attack of the Show.
Big up on this.
Hey everybody, welcome to Attack of the Show.
Woo! Yeah!
We're ready to rock and roll today.
It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
We're halfway to Friday.
Halfway
which is
through.
All that really matters, to be honest. Peter Rojas from Engadget, of course, filling in for this week. Guest host, doing an excellent job.
Thanks for having me, having a lot of fun.
Good, glad to hear it. Brendan actually is very angry that you're doing a much better job than he does.
Oh,
and just nah. Well, no, I'm just for guest. Never.
I'm not very angry.
I'm coming after you, Brendan.
But what did I do? I'm just sitting here.
But more importantly,
what's with the goggles? I guess.
Safety first, guys.
Yeah.
Safety first actually is my middle name.
Brendan, Safety First Moran.
Yeah,
we had a seminar about injuries in the workplace, and
it used to be danger.
just nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
For insurance reasons, they weren't going to cover you anymore. No more benefits at work until Safety First Moran.
Something like
No
that.
more blindings.
Yeah, the goggles are actually quite comfortable.
Do they do anything, or do the goggles do nothing?
They'll save your
fogging up a
eyes,
little.
Kevin, but other than that, no.
Okay, good.
Back to you.
Anything going on in the show today involving the goggles?
Oh, yes,
or-
we're shooting a potato gun.
there we go.
Right.
There we go.
So there's a good reason for it.
Yes.
Makes
Finally.
sense.
Awesome.
Good, I'm not sure.
All right. Today, lots of interesting things happened. You do the blog, the old Engadget. Anything interesting going on there?
Well, we had some leaked Nintendo Revolution specs. Not absolutely sure whether these are real or not, but they are pretty plausible.
So this could be a leaked rumor, but we're not sure.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is we do know that the Nintendo Revolution isn't going to be as fully functional, shall you say, as the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
Okay. So what kind of specs are we talking here?
Well, we know that there's going to be, hopefully, possibly a 1.8 gigahertz dual core PowerPC processor.
Okay, not bad.
And then the rest of it's going to be a 512 kilobyte L2 cache.
Now, see, what was interesting, I saw a spec on like a 6 gig Panasonic disc or Pioneer disc or something.
That's a possibility. Nintendo likes to go with the proprietary formats for the discs.
Right, but it's got to be backwards compatible with or with their previous. I almost called it UMD. It has to be backwards compatible with their latest format.
Exactly. And then what we do know is that it's not going to have support for high definition.
Now, Brandon, you tell me, is that a mistake? No high def support?
High def is the future, Kevin.
See, there, you said it right there.
I think the Nintendo's trying to keep the cost down.
Yeah, but I mean, are they going to? Well, that's the thing. Maybe they're not appealing to the same
I think they're
gamer
going
that
after
360
sort of a
and PS3
different
is.
audience, you know.
Are you going to say a younger audience? You were going to say
Possibly
weren't
a
you?
younger, but you don't like to discriminate.
That's good. And one thing that's not mentioned is no hard drive.
I think that it's not going to have a hard drive. Costs too much.
But how could they do that if you're going to be downloading games off the service? Maybe they have to rent them, or you have to
They'll sell
download
it
them each
as an
time or something.
add-on or something like that.
Interesting. So okay, those are again leaked specs. Nobody's sure.
We're not 100% certain.
Engadget.com has them, so go check it out right there. And something that I saw today, which was interesting. Actually, you posted it on your site as well. I posted it on my website, kevinpereira.com. That's PEREIRA.com. Brendan.
Yeah, I got it.
Good. Just making sure. New homepage.
KevinPereira.com. Who is that?
It's me.
Oh, right.
So I posted it there. Apparently, NASA is developing a touch-sensitive cyborg skin. Okay.
For robots.
Yeah, for robots, right? So it's equipped with like 1,000 infrared sensors, and so it can tell if something's about to touch it and then react accordingly.
And so they decided to prove this to us in the most unsettling way possible.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. They hired a ballet dancer. Oh, you just ruined it. It basically looks like a giant space wang. And so here it is. This is.
I don't want to watch this again.
No, you should, because here she's dancing around, and we're seeing like the wang is intimidated. It's shy, and then wait a minute, now it's enjoying the dance. Hold on.
It's very sensitive.
It totally is. It shot oil during the run through, but there it is. Wow, look at that.
I don't know what those guys at NASA are doing, but
Go back to the music. Can we hear the music? Listen to, as if it wasn't creepy enough. Ah, yes. Our space wing technology is highly advanced.
This ballerina just ruined her career.
She totally did. But there you have it. It's a space skin. Okay. And finally, a guy's website, a guy named J.R. Antrim, has a website of video game lookalikes. They take actors and movie characters and political figures, and they match them to their video game counterparts. So
separated at birth.
Yeah. So here's JR's site here, and we can see he compares, Miyamoto to
Austin Powers.
That looks like Austin Powers there. Yes. But this one's pretty good. Duke Nukem and Howie Long.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I buy that. There's one of the DOA girls to Anna
Also
Sophia.
makes sense.
Very, very, very close there. And finally, this one I don't know.
I've seen Stalin as a separated birth, but I got a question. Scapegoat. I would say underwear model.
He is. The Saddam tidy whities.
He has made a second career.
He has
as an underwear model.
He definitely has. But apparently he could double as Mario, according to the site. So.
As Mario.
Yes. So they have interesting lookalikes there, and I thought it'd be cool to maybe throw out to the guys in the forums if they can come up with our video game lookalikes. What Brendan and Sarah look like. What you look like,
Leia,
Peter.
for me.
Really, you think?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
What, you don't see there's someone?
You sure? I sure do, guys.
I'm not helping you out here. No.
She needs to put the earmuffs on if we're going to do that.
Cinnamon rolls?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll let them figure that out. Guys in the forums, post away. We're going to go away for a second, but things will return to normal soon, so don't panic when we come back. If you want to make Half-Life 2's G-Man the best man at your wedding, well, it's actually easier than you think.
Attack of the show, baby. Attack.
All right, you've probably seen these amazing Half-Life 2 character images where they're basically put in real-world environments, and they've been floating around the internets. Here's one here, the guy's sitting on the bed, and there's Alex outdoors. So now we were really impressed, and we really wanted to know how it was done, and we're sure some of you wanted to as well. So we put some interns to the task, and they actually figured it out. It's possible. It's not easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it is possible. And if you try it at home, you'll actually learn something in between breaking keyboards.
It looks hard.
It is hard.
And I'm very lazy.
Yeah, well, then this isn't the project for you. But if you're interested in learning about high dynamic range images, well, then there's nothing better than putting a Half-Life 2 character in your bedroom.
Let's make it happen.
All right, so first of all, you're going to need some interesting things here. This is a gazing ball. Are you familiar with the gazing balls?
I am not.
Okay,
but I do like to gaze at myself.
Well, gaze at this ball then. Take your time with it. It is shiny, it is reflective, and this you can find at gardening stores, or even sometimes Target has them. I mean, they're basically designed for like soccer moms who have nothing better to spend their husband's money on.
Gardening stores, eh?
Exactly. They put it in the backyard. It's a gazing ball.
Okay.
It's to gaze in. And what you're going to use the gazing ball for is capturing the light around the scene, in a particular scene. So you also need a digital SLR camera on a tripod here. And so you'll take 7 photos directly looking directly at the ball, and then 7 from the side. And what you're doing is you're capturing all the light information using different exposure settings.
So you're putting the ball basically exactly where you'd want the character that you're inserting into the photo.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Because we're going to gather all that light info and then put it on the character.
Okay.
So the reason you take different exposure settings is because you can explain exposure to the folks at home.
Well, basically, you're trying to capture different qualities of light that are going into the photo.
Correct. So you're going to have 7 different photos. Some are really bright, some are really dark, and we can see it here. And then you're going to load up a program called HDR Shop, and that's going to actually create an HDRI image.
And it stitched together all 14 images.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. 7
from the front, 7 from the side. Again, here they all are merged, and we crop the ball around. You can see those are the 7 different exposure settings. Some are totally blown out, some are really dark, and that's just going to give you an average sample of all the light. So there's your finished HDR images, HDR like map image. Now, you're going to need another program, of course, to get the model into Max, which is 3D modeling software. Yeah. So you have to have Half-Life 2, and you're going to need the SDK, the software development kit.
And so that's something you're pulling out of Half-Life 2.
Yeah, you're digging inside of the actual, the WAD. It's not WAD anymore. That's that was Quake days, but or Doom days rather. You'll dig into the pack file, pull out the model, stick it into 3D Studio, and then what you'll do is you'll take that HDR, the HDR image that you created, and you'll wrap it around the character model.
Okay.
So what you're doing is essentially all that light data you've gathered. If there's a bright light, a bright red light, up in the corner, and a bright blue light down at the bottom, you're going to take that, wrap it on the model. So the Combine soldier that you're seeing here, his shoulder would be bright red, and his kneecap might be bright blue.
And so it seems like it was naturally in the photo to begin with, because the light that was already in that room is reflecting on it in the natural way that it would have.
Yes, and that's what makes especially 3D modeled or computer generated images look so realistic. It's authentic lighting. And what's cool about this is that you don't need to place any lights within 3D Studio because it's pulling all that info from that HDRI map that you made. So we did it ourselves. Again, it's not the easiest thing to do in the world, but it can be done. So here's 2 images that we've created. Here's me and the Combine soldier hanging out, and you know it works because there's a lot of red in our studio, and you can see the red reflecting in his vest and the blue on his leg. This was us getting busted outside. I don't know if you want to tell the folks at home what that was for.
That was a rough afternoon.
It was. The stun stick especially was a little brutal.
But you know what? After a little while, I really started to get into it.
Not me. I didn't find that I got into it, but if that was...
We just got different fetishes.
Understandable. I'm glad the battery pack wore out on it. Let's just say that. You can get a free trial of 3D Studio Max, and all the other tools are pretty much free. So give it a try. It's worth doing. Head on over to our show notes. We've got a detailed article that explains how to do this for yourself, along with links to all the apps. So again, you can be making these images by the end of tonight if you want. All the info's there. Now, here's an important personal safety tip from TV's Brendan, Safety First Moran.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to check out the latest in potato gun state-of-the-art weaponry. Check that out. Hey, welcome back to the show. I'm out here in G4's lovely backyard. It's got rocks, it's got weeds, satellite dishes, and I really just don't get out here enough. But I'm not here to talk about the scenery. I'm here to talk about potato guns. Now, you may remember yesterday I showed you a guy from Minnesota. He and I went up to his place, and he showed me his fun with catapults. He's got a lot of different catapults. We lit some stuff on fire. We almost burned a tree down. Well, now he's been gracious enough to come to the studios. Bill Gerstel, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Bill, this is a potato gun.
Yes, it is.
A potato cannon, if you will, I like to call it.
Spud gun, potato cannon, vegetable shooter, whatever you'd like.
We're going to shoot this off, but briefly explain to me how this works and what it does and all that.
Well, it's really pretty simple, Brendan. This is basically a construction made out of PVC pipe. This is a 3-inch diameter PVC pipe. This is a 2-inch diameter PVC pipe. And this is a fitting that connects the 3-inch to the 2-inch pipe.
And this is a taser, is it not?
Yeah, this is the kind of the new innovation. This is a taser. Typically, you use those for personal defense.
Right.
It's a high voltage device, and what we've done is that we've rigged it up so it makes a nice, big, juicy spark inside the combustion chamber.
Now, we were playing with this out on the farm in Minnesota, and today we've got just a quick target we're going to shoot at, but this thing, if you really fire it off, goes like 200-300 yards.
Oh, it goes a long way.
We were killing fish in a pond with actually, no, we weren't killing anything.
No animals have been hurt.
I never said that.
No.
So, Bill, what do you say we get to it?
Okay.
Let's fire it off.
Can do.
What's first?
Well, I guess we'll put a potato. We'll load it up.
Potato. That's right. One potato, Bill.
Thank you.
Go for it. Oh, and I do have one bit of warning for you kids at home. This is very important, so listen closely. The following device is meant for recreational use only, and we don't care where you live. Shooting another person does not qualify as recreation. Yes, even in Detroit. Also, you must check with your local state laws if you ever plan on building and or operating this type of device, because knowing is half the battle. And it'll keep you from getting arrested and or killing someone. Genius. Bill, load the potato.
Okay, here's a spud. What we're going to do is insert the potato in the muzzle of the gun, and the muzzle of the gun is tapered, so it makes a nice tight seal when I push it in there.
Gotcha.
Now that the potato is loaded, we have to push it back down into the muzzle with this. This is called the ramrod.
Ramrod.
Yeah.
Got
so
it.
we're going to push it down in there. Now we're going to see what it'll happen. It kind of broke apart a little bit when I did that, but we're going to give it a shot.
Fine.
We got many potatoes, so we can keep doing this. So.
All right. So next, there's the aerosol spray.
Yes, this has hydrocarbons in it. A lot of energy. When it ignites, it should blow the potato towards the target. So we're going to give that a shot. So I'm going to give it a kind of a quick spray. Oh, maybe a little bit more just because we're on TV. I'm going to put my safety glasses on.
Safety first.
Safety first, safety second. Always safety, safety, safety.
And then
interlock off.
And then fire away.
Fire away.
Oh, you missed
I
Kevin
missed the
Pereira's
target.
base entirely.
Darn.
All right.
We're going to try again.
Let's do it again.
All right. Should we do it now?
Yes, let's do it right now.
All right. Give me another potato, Brennan.
Potato. All right,
nice
Bill.
big juicy one.
I really need to see Kevin Pereira's mug.
I got a good feeling about this one.
Okay.
All right. Oh yeah. This is something. Man,
oh, that's a potato.
This is like an Idaho's best. Ramrod.
Ramrod.
I got the
You've
ramrod.
got the ramrod.
Could you take the end off there, Bill?
I sure can. I wonder how many times in this hit we can say the word ramrod.
I don't know.
Bill. So it's in there.
The ramrod. I'm not taking the ramrod out.
So you're gonna put the ramrod on the floor.
gonna blow out some of the fumes.
All right, a little more spray. What do you say?
Yeah, we'll give it a good shot.
Yeah.
This time.
Okay.
All right. Well, that should do it. What? Okay, now that should do it.
All right. I hope our aim is true.
I hope so too.
Kevin, this one's for you.
Fire in the hole.
Go for. Oh, doctor! That would have been terrible. And there's some slow-mo video. Do you see that thing just like pop off there? Kevin, that one was for you. Did you like that?
I loved it.
Yeah?
We're a little low. I'd like to.
I think that's all the time
Headshot,
we
but-
have. If somebody is interested in building their own potato gun,
Well,
what do they do?
they should actually have a book on the subject. It's called Backyard Ballistics. It's available at all bookstores, on Amazon, other online bookstores, and
Right.
it's got a lot of other fun projects in there besides the potato gun, but all of them go whoosh, boom, or splat to some extent.
Whoosh, boomer, split.
Yes.
I like that. Bill, thanks for stopping by.
Well, thanks for having me. It was great.
You're welcome. All right, folks, when we come back, the feed is getting serious. All right, well, not that serious. And plus, Toshiba has a very small laptop. Very small.
Hey, welcome back to the show that just keeps giving. In a bit, I'll find out if Batman Begins makes for as good a video game as it does a movie. That's a tall order. Plus, we parade around your user-created projects, and we'll bring you the winning AOTS cereal commercial. And finally, this week's Boost Mobile Live Band is The Lift. That's right, folks. We're still making Friday special. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're worrying. They're worrying.
They shouldn't worry.
They shouldn't. I'm telling them not
There's
to now.
nothing to worry about.
All right. It boasts an impressive 1.2 gigahertz Pentium processor, a formidable 512 megs of RAM, and a mammoth 60 gig hard drive, and it's so damn cute!
It's absolutely freaking minuscule, though.
Yeah, right. And I know it's not a combined stun stick, but did this get you excited last night? Did
Well,
you enjoy this? You spent some time with it?
You know, I took the new Toshiba Libretto laptop home with me last night.
Right.
And I had my way with it.
You did. And it's clean. I'm surprised. It came back dry as... So, I mean, here it is. Look at the comparison. I mean, that's... The Toshiba Libretto is one of the smallest laptops on the market, at least in North America, right?
Absolutely. There might be some smaller ones in Japan.
Right, of course.
But as far as the U.S., this is one of the smallest you can get. It actually, the great thing about it is that it's so, it's so completely portable. But the downside is the screen.
Right. It's so small that the screen has to be tiny, right?
It has a 7.2-inch widescreen, 1280 by 768 resolution.
That's a good resolution.
Which is great.
You'd think that's fine, right?
That's better than you're going to get on a lot of normal-sized laptops. But the problem is, on a laptop this small, the text is so tiny that it's actually very, very difficult to read.
Right. Now, and you can't drop the resolution down, but then it really loses the crispness, and it gets pretty ugly.
It just looks terrible. You're wasting your time.
It does. So after 10 minutes, you have a splitting headache.
I had a splitting headache, and I was looking for the magnifying glass.
Gotcha. Well, here it is. Feel
there
free
you
to
go.
magnify
See?
away. You might need to magnify the size of the keys. I mean, is that another sticking point? Because those look
it's
tiny.
a little hard to type on, but the thing is, this isn't about really trying to get a lot of work done. This is more like your emergency backup laptop.
Gotcha.
It's like you toss it in your bag, you have it with you. It has built-in Wi-Fi, so you can get online at the airport. At Starbucks, you need to check your email, you need to edit a Word document, something like that. It's also, the other great thing about the high-resolution screen is watching video.
True. Now, there's no optical drive on the unit itself. It's a docking bay.
It has a
add-on,
docking
right?
bay, which has a
Okay.
DVD drive, which you can take with you, and has a 4-hour battery life.
That's pretty good.
When you're traveling, on an airplane or something like that, you can usually watch at least one, maybe two movies.
Well, and that's interesting. We mentioned the docking bay. Let's take it off because this isn't the full size of the thing. I mean, you're looking at here. It's 8.25 inches by 6.5. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Let's pop this
So
out.
if you yank the dock off, it's got these little latches in the back off. Yeah. Just throw it on the ground.
There you
It'll split apart. Either way, it's fine. Toshiba loves us. They're
All
cool.
right.
So there we go. That thing is tiny, and it's not that heavy at all either.
It's not that heavy. But the problem is it's actually producing a lot of heat for something this small.
Yeah, it's just a little over 2 pounds. Now what about add-ons? What about ports? I know it's got USB, FireWire, anything else that's cool?
It's also got an SD memory card slot, so you can just
that's
pop
nice.
it right out of your camera, put it in here, and you have your digital photos. It has a PC card slot if you want to add maybe an eVideo 3G wireless card, which is great when you don't have Wi-Fi, so you can really just use this thing anywhere.
Sure. So, all right, so it's tiny screen, tiny keyboard, but it is full-featured and powerful. Is it worth it for the price?
At $2,100, I got to say no.
All right, there you go. Too expensive.
It's just way too expensive. It's one of those things, if you really, really need it, it's great. but for most people, it's just a lot of coin to drop.
Might as well buy the bigger model for the same price.
Yeah,
right?
which has the bigger keyboard, bigger screen, and doesn't really weigh that much more.
All right, there you have it, the Toshiba Libretto. Now, for all the specs on this little guy, go to our products lab. They've got a full review. It's on the website, attackoftheshow.com. Now, recess is over. Get back in your seat. It's time for another lesson from the feed.
In order to protect itself and its properties, Apple has been on a trademark frenzy over the past few weeks. And at this rate, college kids will have to say they're looking for summer employment because Steve will have trademarked the word jobs. And the original version of that joke involved prostitutes. So you can get what the punchline was going to be, but I didn't do it. Anyway, minutes after signing the deal with Intel, Apple trademarked the word MacTel to, we assume, dissuade people from using it. But hey, just to annoy them, let's start using Macintel. This kicked off a flurry of trademark activity as Apple sought ownership of the terms Jambox, which may suggest their long-rumored Asteroid music hardware is on the way, the term iPod socks, and voiceover, which is bad news for cartoon voice actors everywhere. And Apple should get ready for some angry but kind of cute and funny phone calls. Now, moving on, NASA's just announced that they may send astronauts back to the moon as early as 2015. Wait, as early as 2015? What's early about 2015? And besides, the moon? We're on the brink of discovering Earth-like planets beyond our solar system, and they're still hung up on the moon? It's lame. It's empty. Get over it, NASA. Of course, experts say, and by experts we mean that guy who hangs around in our parking lot wearing the tinfoil hat, that this would actually be our first trip to the moon since the original was filmed on a studio backlot in order to piss off the Russians. Regardless, NASA seems to be moving forward, even hinting at the construction of a space station up there. But seeing as the current fleet of shuttles is due to be retired in 2010, there's really no word on what they're going to use. Geez, doesn't JetBlue flew there at this point? JetBlue? Face it, extrasolar planets are the new hotness, NASA. Get with it! Yeah. That's right, making a statement. Fox Studios seems to be ignoring the commonly held belief that video game movies are doomed to fail because they've just snapped up their second high-profile title in as many weeks. First it was Halo, to be co-produced with Universal, and now Hitman, the popular franchise from IDOS about a bald assassin named Agent 47. So, big question, who's going to be playing Agent 47? All right, let's see. Big, bald, likes to kill people. Patrick Stewart's not threatening enough. Bruce Willis is too old. Nicolas Cage still wants us to think he has hair. Aha! Vin Diesel! That's right. Rumors are circulating that Diesel wants to return to action hero form after changing diapers in The Pacifier. So cool, now Diesel can kickstart a fourth franchise before ditching it one movie in. And finally, a robot that was built to help mankind experiences a major glitch in its wiring. And, we've seen enough movies to know where this is going. The staff of San Francisco's UCSF Medical Center were terrified when a robotic nurse went on a rampage. Waldo, as the robot was known, usually just went about its rounds dispensing pills, but soon began acting strangely. First ignoring orders to return to the pharmacy, then barging into the radiation oncology ward while an examination was in progress and refusing to leave. What's worse, the robot was one of 3 used in the hospital. The other 2 named Elvis and Lisa Marie, not a joke. And while they showed no signs of strange behavior, we know you should never let an Elvis near prescription pain medication, even a robot one. It always ends badly. And that's today's feed. Come with me if you want to live.
Had to go there with the Robo Sapien. Had to bring back the Attack of the Showbot just to spite me.
You know, I was going to register a Macintosh Intel. Just to get on Stevie J's bad side.
Do you think that Apple is really trying to stop people from using that, or do you think that's what they're going to start calling it, or what?
I think it's definitely a defensive move. They just don't want people to dilute their precious brand.
Oh man. So you'll grab Macintosh Intel and then start Mac rumors and then get sued and then use that publicity, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, we need a break from you. I got to be honest, Peter. But we'll get over it. We'll get over it. Don't worry, because Sarah's damn good website is just too important to waste. And we finally get behind the wheel of the tumbler with the Batman Begins game. That's all next.
The Feed is brought to you by the U.S. Navy. Navy, accelerate your life.
All right, for more details, or deets, if you're Sarah Lane, about the G4 Watch to Win sweepstakes, go to g4tv.com/win. Come on, it'll be fun to type. Now, fanboys everywhere are already calling Batman Begins the best superhero flick of all time. Didn't it just... It just opened today, I think. Yeah, anyway. We want to know if the game does the movie justice. And here, with his totally unbiased opinion, is the game's associate producer, Jason Addis. Jason, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thank you very much.
All right, unbiased opinion. Does the game suck?
Absolutely not. It's awesome.
There you go, folks. Apparently, we have no suckage here. Now, one thing I'm curious about is that I went on the old game rankings. I'm looking around, trying to find a score for the game. I'm trying to see what the consensus is here, and I can't find any reviews. And normally, that's because people don't want the product out there to get early buzz or early negative slant. What are your thoughts on that?
That's a great question. Plot reveals. We don't want to give away plot reveals. So
Gotcha.
the game comes out the day of the film. That way everybody's happy and everybody learns about the plot at the same time.
Right. And if they play the game, they will definitely learn about the plot. It's very movie-driven,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And hence the reason why we had to wait until the film came out.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I'll buy that. Nick, you're here to demo the game for us?
Yes, I am.
All right, Nick, fire it up. Let's see what we got here. So tell me, what's the premise of the Batman game? Is it just to let us relive the movie, or is it telling a different story along with the movie?
Well, no, we are following the plot of the film pretty closely, but we're also really taking advantage of certain areas of the film where you as a viewer are going to watch and say, oh my gosh, I want to spend more time in Arkham Asylum, and we're going to give you more time in Arkham Asylum. All the fanboys, everybody who's always wanted to see Arkham is going to spend a lot of time in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, what I really dug was how you didn't just replay portions of the movie in the game. You did kind of different scenarios, but it still led me to the same movie clips that I remember from seeing it.
Well, that's important too. The fans don't want to just relive moment for moment the film. They want to broaden their experience. They want to spend a lot more time where they might have only had a few moments in the film in a really cool, gameable area. We're going to blow that out. We're going to give them what they want.
Now, one of the features you guys have in here is the fear feature. How does that play into the game?
Yeah, the fear mechanic is essential to Batman's character. If you watch the film, Batman harnesses his fear.
Right.
He harnesses his fear and he uses it against his opponents to really weaken them before he even makes his presence felt. So in order to really capture the psyche of Batman, capture the feel and the tone of the film, we had to make that a mechanic of the game.
Sure.
So Batman's human. He's the greatest detective in the world, but he's human. So he can be killed, he can be shot, he can be destroyed.
Right.
But
and you will get killed in this game. If you make the wrong move, you will get killed.
You will definitely. So you have to be very smart how you play. You have to go in there, you have to manipulate the environment, you have to use your gadgets, you have to hide in shadows. If you see a guy holding a gun, take him out first.
Sure. Strongest enemy first, and then while the others are wetting themselves in the corners, you just take them out slowly.
Exactly.
Very nice. So how can we intimidate? How can we use fear? Is it using the environment? Is it special objects? How do we do it?
It's a combination of everything at your disposal. For example, if you want to manipulate the environment, maybe you cut the power. Maybe you set off a car alarm nearby somebody. Maybe you blow up a canister nearby somebody. Maybe you sort of sneak in, take one guy out, and when they turn around, they're like, oh my gosh, where did our leader go?
Right.
And so you use, an assortment of all your knowledge.
Casually blow on the back of his neck and look longingly into his eyes. That would scare the crap out of me. If the guy in a bat suit's doing it, right?
That would scare me too.
No, Nick, is that an option in the game or no? Is there a button combo? Can we get a cheat code? All right, never mind. It's a fan fiction thing. Some guy asked me to say it. All right. Now you guys work with the actors. You also work with the creators of the movie. What was that like? Are the voices of the actual actors in the movie in your game?
The voices and likeness. It's essential. When you have a film like Batman Begins, you have to have a good relationship with the filmmakers. You have to collaborate with the talent. The only way you're going to bring that experience of the film to the game is to make sure you have access to the sets, make sure you have access to the LiDAR scans, to just every piece of the film that you can, to the production designer, to the stunt coordinator, to all the filmmakers. You want to make sure you're using Christian Bale. You've got to use Michael Caine. You've got to use Morgan Freeman. Those are the pieces that make this game authentic.
Right. And you had unprecedented access to all this stuff, right?
It was amazing. I mean, the filmmakers, they said to us, what do you need to really make this a great game? And we said, we need everything.
Right.
And they said, okay.
The game, in order to be great, I think it needs a little bit of the Batmobile action. I think we need to see some Tumbler.
Oh, yes.
And so tell me that it's in there, and tell me that it's pure joy.
Well, you're going to be happy because it's definitely in there. That is a piece that was just essential to this. You're watching the film, and all of a sudden you see this amazing car, and you're like, oh my gosh, I really, really have to drive that car. And that is probably the most amazing extension of the game, is that when you're watching the film, you're like, I really want to drive it, and then you get to get behind the wheel in the game and play it.
And tell me, is it just a mini game, though? Is it slapped on? Because there's too many times where I've seen games where this is an action game, and you're playing, and then you hop in a car, and it's left or right to steer.
No,
and
this is a full driving experience. This is going to make people very happy. I'm a huge fan of the types of things they did with games like Burnout. And really, the game is really just an amazing driving game. You get behind the wheel, you feel the power of this car, you crash into the other cars, you're using your missiles to take out enemies, it's so empowering and it feels so good to
do you work in close proximity? Did you go to the Burnout guys and say, hey, you know, the little takedown thing? We're gonna do that. Got any pointers? Did they actually work with you at all, or no? Was it just like, I'm a fan, I'm gonna make it like that?
No. I mean, a great thing about doing a co-publishing deal with Electronic Arts is when you work with a big company and when you are part of a big company, you have access to all the talent of that company. So if we're going to make an experience that we feel wants to mirror some of Burnout, we're going to consult with their guys. EA has Criterion, so of course we're going to consult with them. Of course we're going to talk to them. We want to get the brains.
You'll just poach a programmer and say, hey, work on this.
I don't know about that. We're not going to poach anybody, but we'll certainly collaborate.
Well, best of luck with the game. It looks amazing. Thanks for coming on the show, Nick. Thanks for the demo. We appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Batman Begins. It's in stores today. Don't worry about the spoilers, folks. Just go pick it up. All right, now, here comes today's damn good website, because we know that you're probably tired of sucking at the internet.
All right, Peter, I know that you are a Delicious user.
Yep, I use it. It's a great way to keep track of cool stuff you find on the web.
Exactly. It's a social, they just call it social bookmarking. So, you know, you find your favorite sites, you bookmark them, you look at other people's, everybody shares information, and your favorites.
Yeah.
My only problem with Delicious, because I think it's great, is that it's not visual at all. In fact, it's really boring looking. Even if the links are great,
it's just a lot of text.
It's a lot of text. So that is why today's damn good website is called Wisps, and it's very Delicious-like, except that it's graphical.
Okay, let's check it out.
So it's like Delicious and Flickr, you could say, kind of thing. So we're looking at just the homepage. There's a lot of everyone's latest bookmarks that they've made, but and then you can create your own account. And I've made a couple bookmarks, but I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so let's say I'm at Engadget, a wonderful site. Everybody loves it. What I've done ahead of time is I've created a bookmarklet up in my Firefox bookmark area called Add to Wisp. So I'm just going to click it because I like Engadget and I want to add it to my collection. So it'll say, all right, we're waiting. Shouldn't really wait very long. Please don't wait anymore. Wisps. Oh, for the love of... Thanks, Kevin. You suck. Okay, so here at this point, Wisp says, all right, well, you want a graphical representation of Engadget, so I'm just pulling all of the graphics.
It's pulling every image off the site.
All of the images off of the site, you know? So I say, well, I just like Engadget in general, so the header works for me, the logo. So it'll say, okay, and unable to connect to the database. That really sucks. This site isn't beta. Did I mention that yet? So let's go. Anyway, you get the idea, right? What you would do is, let's try this one more time. Engadget. Shoot.
So it's basically
apparently you're very popular.
It's letting you visually bookmark stuff.
It will visually bookmark stuff. Should this, had this have worked, and besides it worked all day, by the way, you would get a little image on your page, and I could say, I give it a tag like, that'll be my gadget area. That'll be my gadget tag or my fun tag or whatever. What's really nice about it, the reason that it's Wisps with a W, is that you can also create wish lists. So, by the way, on the Engadget site, it's like, what if I wanted a specific laptop that I saw? I don't necessarily need the Engadget logo. I can tag the laptop and build it for my birthday.
So the question I have is it a way to keep track of cool photos that you find online, or is it a way to use photos to represent sites that you find?
It's a way to use photos to represent, because once you click on the photos, if somebody was in my area and they clicked on the photo, it would take me to that site.
So you don't have to remember the URL. You just remember that's where I saw that laptop.
Exactly.
Okay.
So there's a lot of cool things you can do with it, and it's a nice new way to get involved with a Delicious-like thing with a graphical flair. So you can get the link at g4tv.com/the Sarah Lane Files. It's where you also find eternal life and the answers to the universe. It's so helpful. Now don't leave yet, because when we come back, we're all about you, like the pretty art projects you made for this week's User Created. It's next, just for you.
No. Oh, stop! No. Oh, stop!
This Friday, it's Attack of the Show and Xbox.com's Game with Fame. We'll get a viewer here in studio to play Burnout 3 with the Kaiser Chiefs. So tune in to Attack of the Show June 17th at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. On the next Attack of the Show, Giant Robot's Eric Nakamura is back because he's a nice guy and he always brings us toys. Plus, Sony Online is searching for women who look like EverQuest hottie Antonia, and Brendan's on the case. Wait a minute. Brendan's hanging out with models again? How does he do that? And turn any cell phone into an iTunes jukebox. Your friends will love it. unless they, unlike yourself, fail to appreciate the subtle musical stylings of Yanni. All that and an actual bag of chips on the next show.
Don't forget about Attack of the Show and Xbox.com's Game with Fame contest. A lucky Kaiser Chiefs fan got to play Burnout 3 Takedown with the band. We'll show you how it all went down this Friday the 17th right here.
Yes, and be sure to go to Xbox.com for more details and information about future Game with Fame contests. There will be more. And be sure to tune in here on the 17th because you'll see more stuff. All right, you know it, you love it, you made it. It's user created.
Woo! All right, so last week we kind of sort of had winners of the user-created box art. Remember that?
Yeah,
It was fun.
Yeah.
But we have the real winning box and its commercial coming up in just a minute. So
I hear it's-
if it
I hear
was
it's-
you, get ready.
I hear it's a rooflecopter. Roller
Me too.
skates?
Yeah. It's all of the above.
Okay, good.
All of the above.
Good, just making
First,
sure.
we have to see what kind of scams you guys try to pull on eBay, because that was last week.
Yes, we said come up with an eBay
Fake
auction
scams,
that would.
we want them. So alcoholism, not surprisingly, was a really big theme.
All right, it's
and
our target
therefore,
audience.
Brendan Moran must be a part of it. Of
course.
Yeah. So Ryan Murray's auctioning this certificate of pawnage of Brendan Moran's soul.
Wow.
It was purchased 3 years ago at a bar. Of course, the owner was drunk and unaware of what he was doing, and it says "Soul likes the drinky."
Doesn't like the drinky every now and then.
Like the drinky.
My soul like a drinky.
So, yeah, maybe Ryan got the item after a party with Drunk Vader. He could commemorate with Alex Shannon limited edition of I Got Drunk with Drunk Vader certificate.
Awesome.
Isn't that fun?
That's
I love
sweet.
it. We have such clever fans.
Yeah.
Now, it indicates that you went to an insane party hosted by the drunken ex-Jedi and drank a little too much.
I like that Drunk Vader signed it
Just
with a
you know.
black Crayola crayon. That was awesome.
Do you like that?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
Very evil.
that's my favorite one so far. So moving on, Derek Marble decided to end our ongoing debate by auctioning the official Attack of the Show megaphone.
Yes. Yes.
Puts shame to all disbelievers by megaphoning this.
As you should. If you ever want to announce something to your friends, megaphone
You
this.
know, I don't understand why you encourage them, people.
Megaphone
Why?
this.
Why do you do it? Why do you make my life harder? Don't know. And finally, we've got this. Win a date with Toby Shelton. Because Toby is a catch, and he'll take you out for dinner and a movie no matter where you live.
That's nice of
No
him.
matter. He's also a normal guy. He says he bathes regularly.
Nice
so
touch.
that's it's a plus.
Nice touch.
I mean, it's not necessary, but it's helpful.
I recently picked up on that trend, and it's helping.
Bathing every
It is
day?
helping. Yes, it is.
I know. Yeah. He put this auction on actual eBay, and he almost got 2,000 bids. Close to it. 2,000 bids.
Actually,
that's
no.
better than almost anything that you ever had.
no. He got 2,000 views, but no
views.
bids, unfortunately.
Oh, but no bids.
So it really is quite
thought he
sad,
got
actually.
2,000 bids.
You're like, hey, way to go, Tiger. Oh wait, nobody bid.
Oh, Toby, I'm sorry. I thought.
Sorry.
Gee. Well, it was a valiant effort. Valiant
was.
effort, and thanks to everybody who submitted. Good work. User created. So for next week, you ready?
Yes.
Drum roll, please, drummer. Thank you. Want to see what you think of the Nintendo Revolution?
Can I stop drumming?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of things have been said and then unsaid about the Revolution controller. What will they do? What won't they do? Will it have a haptic, tactile touch screen? That's my question.
Yeah, I want to know if it's going to have a proximity radar eye.
I was wondering if it had a holographic Miyamoto that reads you Japanese fables about nature spirits.
Ooh, I hope so.
Me too. You decide and then send us your best designs for the Nintendo Revolution controller, and be sure to check out the website for the template and all the rules. We'll get you started.
All right, now to the good stuff. Last week, Dave Malkoff sent us box art for an AOTS breakfast cereal called Franken Prairie.
Is that like Frankenberries?
It's like Frankenberries, but it's Frankenprairies.
Because that's you.
That's why it won.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
To reward him for his incredible effort, we promised to film a TV commercial for it.
We don't break promises.
Oh, we don't. We don't. We often bend them, but never break. And now it's going to be followed by a real commercial, so don't get confused. But without further ado, here it is. Dave, this is your commercial.
Kids, come get your breakfast.
Yay, breakfast! Woo! Oranges? Oranges? Mom!
Oranges are bull. I want something sweeter.
Yeah.
I want something newer.
Yeah.
I want something purple.
Yeah.
Too bad all we have are oranges.
Yeah.
Hey kids, sounds like you're looking for a better breakfast. Sounds like you're looking for Frankenprairie.
Frankenprairie is the awesomest cereal ever.
In fact, It exceeds your recommended daily allowance of awesome by 600%.
I love the fun colors.
Dull brown cereal is for old ladies and poor people.
I love the great prize inside.
Can you deal with the amazing Milk Liquid CPU cooling system?
I love cereal!
Kids love the great taste. Moms love the 12 essential vitamins and minerals. And with milk, your kids will get 100% of their daily dose of calcium.
Teeth are bleeding.
Franken Prairie cereal is part of this balanced breakfast.
Tomorrow is land party day. Woo!
Yeah!
Woo! Peter, your turn.
Yeah!
Brennan?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. You want to do that one more time?
Yeah, come on. Let me hold this. No. It's like Brennan's so excited he's got a potato cannon in his lap, but no. All right, we'll be decorating the land tree and singing land carols, and of course, we'll keep firing up Unreal Tournament 2004 until they pry the discs from our cold, dead hands.
If you know what to expect when we say Unreal Tournament. And if you don't, stop laughing at me for
It's Peter's yay. Let me hear it one more time.
I'm never doing that
Do it
again.
one more time. Come on, hurry.
My voice is gone.
All right.
This game is so old, but it can vote. Woohoo! It still is loads of violent fun to come play along. I've messed up every joke I've read today. Every single one.
To register, just go to our website and click on Join Our Land Party. That's where you'll get all the details and the links to get started. We'll see you Thursday for the land party.
Please, just one more time. Peter, come on, one more.
Peter.
Yes! That's awesome! All right, let's see what's going on in the IRC chat room.
All right, chat.
I'm never going to live that down.
Dude, and you have a girlfriend too, right?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, exactly.
Somebody make a soundboard on the internet so you can
Please.
be like, yeah!
I want Peter Rojas's yeah as my You've Got Mail sound.
Lil Jon, I'm going after you.
Oh man, he's got competition. All right, questions,
All right,
chat
first
room.
question from Mujin. My laptop died, so
That's
I'm
all right.
reading it off a card. What tech gadgets get the ladies?
Oh. That's,
Potato guns.
Apparently it is potato cannons.
It is.
I mean, look at the size of this thing.
Right?
What girl's going to say no to this? Am I right, Pete?
I'm busting after you already.
It is.
Watch where you point that thing, big guy.
It's rigid.
It's no stun.
But Peter, seriously, what gadgets get the ladies?
Usually none of them, just to be perfectly honest. Just going by my own experience.
Right.
But, ladies love a guy with an iPod usually.
Really?
Hate to say it.
Wow.
I can
Because they usually
dig
want
it.
to borrow
I can
from
dig
you.
it.
There you go, yeah. The trendy thing.
Yeah.
All right,
Can
do
we
we
see
have
if you have cool music kind of thing?
have one
Real
more?
quick, from Sith Padawan.
Oh.
Who would host shoots with a potato gun?
Wow, sir.
Who would we shoot with a potato gun?
I don't know.
Oh, no, we'll have to give that answer next show.
Oh, who would the host shoot with a potato gun?
At this point, the show ends and we put it back into storage.
That's right. Thanks to our guests, Bill Gerstel and Jason Addis.
Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Yay!
All right.